back to more Pokemon Light 2. So last time, we wrapped up in Pima Forest by exploring the outside area. And then, yeah, we also caught another one of N's Pokemon. I think I'll catch the rest off screen. It's gonna be a while. There's a cafe in Wong where Pokemon can eat. Maybe I should go try and see how good there's a cafe warehouse. It's a rank 10 shot, so it should do pretty good. On the cafe warehouse, the stylish cafe in the country. We have a special on Saturdays. Have a complimentary lemonade. Really proud of our original recipe. Well, that's convenient. There's a growing on Saturday. I like Nacrene's cafe warehouse, Strider's restaurant too. Each offers such different flavors. I've been getting really heavy, but I just can't stop getting seconds. Who was it? Who used the move Encore on me? Some things that you famous are good, but some things aren't famous. What matters is whether you like them, do you agree? Easing that cafe on weekends makes me get the stress of wet days. So what you got? This cafe is a special Wednesday, Saturdays. So there you go. Check out the museum last, obviously. The rail line was abandoned, the storehouse went unused. Then young people's artistic aspirations started renting them cheaply as art studios. If people hadn't been so creative, Pokemon might be living here now. The one trying to draw Swaggle's move his sketches me. Alright. These old textile storehouses are being reused as studios. How innovative. New ideas create new values, don't they? I'm a poet, I write poems. Every day I stretch my imagination and devote myself to my creative activity. People dream unseen, but if a Pokemon dreams, I can't imagine how it would be. Ditto, Everstone, Natures. What's the connection? Yeah, I forgot what this is. So yeah, Everstone passes down the nature, and then you can obviously use Ditto to put basically any nature on any Pokemon as long as it's agreeable. You see, practicing is sort of like eating food every day. Unless it becomes something you do without thinking about, you'll never be great at all with Pokemon. Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about breeding soon, but that's relevant because we're about to get into it. How many houses could a warehouse wear if a warehouse could warehouses? What do you call a warehouse you can't find? A warehouse. You also, I was just collecting the Pokemon I like, but before I knew I had 6. My name is Lob Lolly. I'm a designer at Decor Irons, but I'm stuck now. I just can't come with a good design. We're thinking about the coolest secret that'll appear in a dream. So she's related to the Dreamer. And I think if you have Memory Link, you'll be able to get items you got black and white with her, I believe. So yeah. Oh my, well, love you, Train. What cover do you have? Oh yeah, extra. It's very friendly tool. You must be happy with you. So yeah, that's another place you can check out. But you had Bianca for a very long time now. So yeah. Someone might think it's safer to live with humans to try to survive in the harsh wilderness. Alright. You see, I believed it would become Paul because it was a storehouse. Okay. What does the Pokemon Center have? So you have mail. Well, I had to be some place that to sell that. The Pokemon on me right now, the ones that all those I've met so far are taking a particular shine to. I hear that the bones of the museum were found in Twist Mountain. The word is you can find a lot of other fossils there too. Yeah, I just read all the articles and help on the PC. Okie dokie. What you gotta say, Dunce boy? Walking on abandoned railroad tracks. Everyone does it sometimes, alright? Hey trainer, step inside for a moment. Okay. I don't know if this is the right place, by me. 2 years since I opened for business. Thanks, Sarah, I'm doing great. He sells X items. We could buy these in Shopping Mall 9, but hey. No worries there. Diet, you know what? It's called Diet, heard no difference. Anyway, here though is the person we're looking for. You must recommend Skill Swap, which is the ability of the targets. Not only can you make an advantage of your own, you can double half the ability onto your opponent. There's some abilities they can't swap, but be good to it even if it fails. Wonder Room, it swaps defensive strength events all Pokemon for 5 turns on its use. Their choice for attacking defense change complete, depending on whether physical moves or special moves are effective. This move has a monumental effect on battles, even though no one uses it. Sleep Talk can only be used by Pokemon to sleep. Pokemon uses sleep while Ram uses any other move that it knows. With this move, you don't have to worry about not being able to use moves on sleep. You can also use that with a rest if you want to. They go after you, makes the selected Pokemon use its move right after you use. Doesn't work in single battles or rotation battles. By Pokemon user can make a slow ally move faster, or you can throw off your opponent's timing. This is great if you catch an opponent off guard. There's a very cool strategy with this. Lilligant uses after you with Drought Torkoals. It makes it so that the Torkoal moves first, because after you peripheral boosted makes the Lilligant go fast, and then Torkoal go for like an eruption or something like that. It's a pretty neat strategy, but anyway. Here's our last move here who wants green shards, and there's some interesting moves here. You got Warrior Seed, make so that you can make the target's ability Insomnia. This is good for removing harmful abilities in a dull battle, or just, getting rid of the opponent's good ability. That's the main use. So in which Gastro Acid can be used for very similar effects. It completely eliminates the effects of the target's ability, which is pretty interesting. Helping Hand, very good move in dull battles. A lot of these moves are situational, which is probably why they're here in the post game, but anyway. Again, boosting your allies' attack power in a dull battle, I believe it's like 1.5 or something, or even double. It's a very big boost, and yeah, again, in dull battles, this is extremely useful, especially on, Pokemon are very passive like Cresselia. After we just talked about how good that can be. Magic Room, it makes that Helldivers lose their effect for 5 turns. Neat, but there are definitely better ways to do that though. Knockoff is completely permanent if it targets the right Pokemon, so yeah. Wonder Room, we talked about. Spite, no one really uses this move. It cuts the PP by 4. The best way to get rid of PP Island is just pressure stalling. So yeah, that just does it automatically, so yeah. You don't even run a weird move like this. Recycle's a pretty interesting move. If you've used the Helldive already, you can, reuse it. There's some interesting strategies with this, maybe with like some berries. Trick allows you to swap your Helldive with the opponent. One of the main ways is to give your opponent a choice item and lock them into a certain move. Very detrimental for some Pokemon. The AI doesn't like switching out either. So then, yeah, it can basically give you setup options. Stealth Rock, I'm actually considering this on Serena, weirdly enough. It could be good for very important battles, I should say. But anyway, yeah, it's an entry hazard, and its damage is based on how weak the Pokemon is to rock. And yeah, it's pretty good. The main use in single player is to basically eliminate Focus Sashes and Sturdy. That's kind of why I want to get it, so yeah, that's what I'm thinking on Serena. Outrage, 120 power Dragon type move. Yeah, it confuses you, but again, that power is no such. A lot of physical attacking Dragon type Pokemon go like this, and some non-Dragon type Pokemon get weird coverage, so yeah. Endeavor makes that your HP is the same as the target, so if you're very low on HP, you can put your opponent down to very low health. You can use this with Fear strategies too, either Rata or Aron. Sleep Talk we talked about, Skills Up we talked about, and then Snatch. It's a very weird move, but you steal the effects of any healing or stat tuning moves. Basically, if you predict your opponent's going to use Dragon Dance, for example, you can Snatch and use the Dragon Dance itself. You don't see that move used very often, but when it is used, it's pretty interesting, like in a Battle Seed in XD, so anyway, I didn't step inside the right place, I guess. There's not. There's also the Jimmy and Castillo Seed. I want to be like him. I'll never stop admiring him. Yep, I'm only going to keep on admiring. Berg uses Warehouse up until 4 years ago. When Berg gets ours, blocking comes back in Nacrene City. I see. What do we got over here? A PP up. Yeah, I'm gonna think I have enough of these. Yeah, you're just saying that. Alright. So now let's go towards the museum. This is gonna be like our main thing for today. So yeah, for this, I'm probably gonna want John Tracy once again. Let's also look at the because yeah, as you probably accept, we have another legendary encounter. Kind of weird, but yeah, there's a legendary Pokemon here, so that's what we're gonna have to deal with. So yeah. Now, yeah, the question is, how do I weaken this? I'm just gonna assume John Tracy is good enough. So yeah, or one of my other Pokemon. Mysterious Treasure gonna be filled here. Check the surrounding area. It's kind of neat. Yeah, the Pokemon knowledge hangs out near the museum where you can learn a lot. So yeah. Alright, let's see the game. Anyway, let's finish off this trio of Pokemon now. This is Uxie. Level 65, Psychic type Pokemon, notate for its ability with the moves Flail, Extra Sensory, Amnesia, and Future Sight. So yeah, Uxie, as I will so better pronounce, is the defensive of the 3 Elite Guardians with 130 in both defenses and a pretty decent 75 HP on top. So yeah, I'm gonna try the Flash Can here, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, my Pokemon are very strong. There's one problem with these Saturday Pokemon. Weakening them is actually quite the chore, so yeah. Which is why I got full swipe back. I thought I wouldn't need it because Uxie's very bulky, but I was very wrong, so yeah. Anyway, even though yeah, this time I think the damage rolls meant that I probably don't need to full swipe it, but I have it just in case, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Now let's talk a little bit more. So yeah, outside that though, yeah, again, save by HP isn't bad, but it's not like amazing for a physical, and Psychic isn't the best type for that either, but it is what it is. Only 75 attacking stats and a 95 speed. It is kind of similar to Cresselia actually. They have the same ability, the same type, and both have a very defensive structure, so yeah. So that's interesting to think about, I must admit. But anyway, I think the thing that makes Uxie stand out is the fact that of course, it gets a lot of support moves, but it also gets its like own flavor of support moves too, which I find kind of interesting. So yeah, let's use those dust balls now. And never getting a stock up of these after that. One move that customizes is Yawn. Yawn is pretty interesting on it. Player's gonna hurt a bit because it's low on health. So yeah, I think I'll just stay on Rowan though. Rowan does have the leftovers, and then after Rowan goes down, we'll go into Beatra. But anyway. I think, yeah, Yawn is one of the main moves. I can even use Future Sight to some effect as well. Being a defensive Pokemon. Anyway, that's it. Yeah, Full Sight makes these things a lot easier to catch, I must admit, so yeah, I'll definitely keep that in mind. When Uxie 3 people gain the ability of solve problems, is the birth of knowledge. Alright, let's move down the box. I think while this is happening, I'll see if I can find another Ends Pokemon. And yeah, I'm gonna go get my Ice Beam back now. While we talk about Uxie some more. So like I said, yeah, Future Sight could be interesting because yeah, it can like lay that down and then get out. I mean, this is mainly a strategy in future generations, but it does sound kind of interesting because yeah, Uxie does get a good move to use that with later, I believe. You can get Memento as well as a pretty useful move as well for supporting its allies. Aside of that, yeah, TMs, you also got Toxic. You can even Calm Mind if you really want. Again, it has a lot of good offensive moves in its side, but again, you manage very fair if you think those are worth it. You can obviously maybe use Rest as well. Unfortunately, that's like its only real good form of Reliquary. That's the only something Cresselia has over it. Because Cresselia has like Moonlight, so yeah, so that's a thing. Thunderwave is always very good, and yeah, I think one of the big things about this hook, when it gets U-turn, so it's able to, yeah, that's one of the main things, because yeah, it can, U-turn on Alda, keep the momentum up, that's definitely very good. And of course, Nacrene being a second type Pokemon, so yeah. And then yeah, for the main team moves, it gets quite a lot here as well. This is definitely one area where this Pokemon definitely excels. Mewtwo, yeah, definitely has a lot of those that are very good as well. We're talking stuff like Heal Bell, Foul Play as well, Knockoff, Magikarp even, a Cycle, Roleplay, Skill Swap, Stealth Rock even, and Trick. There's a lot of good moves here, so yeah, definitely worth looking out for. Yeah, Uxie can do quite a lot for your team, which is pretty cool to see. But anyway, that's maybe everything we need to talk about. Yeah, it's not a Pokemon I see used terribly much nowadays. But again, I do recall it being pretty solid as a Psychic type Pokemon or Psychic type Ball. Again, Psychic's not the best type to do that with, but again, Uxie does have good stuff to do with it. It's also nice that it's not super slow either. Other thing that, it can, set up stuff like Reflect the Light Screen as well. That's another thing it could do as well. Again, yeah. Again, a lot of good moves for its role, and they're very complementary for its stats as well. And Yeah, again, it just seems like a very interesting Pokemon because of that. So yeah, so that's pretty neat. I mean, that's everything I want to talk about. So yeah, now we're just gonna leave and we're gonna go back to Nacrene. Because we have a lot more Pokemon to talk about. So yeah, let's go. Yeah. Okie dokie. So we've obviously got the fossils. Now the problem is that they don't automatically go to your PC box, I'm pretty sure, so yeah, this is going to be an extremely slow process, but that's okay. So that's probably why I'm not going to show me getting all the fossils now, but that's okay. And we got Gentle Nature, which I don't think is that great for it, but that's okay. And there we go. All the trios are next to each other, which is nice, so yeah. So that's good right there. But anyway, so with that done, I mean, actually, to be fair though, we need like a free space up high anyway. There's like, there's something I'm thinking we'll also do in this spot as well, so yeah. So who do I want to put away now? I guess I'll put away Ronan then. Let's see a Surf, which we do on the next street, but I don't think we're going to go to the next street today, so yeah. I think I'll show an example of a fossil coming out so you can see like its levels and stuff like that, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's one of the main things about Nacrene Museum. You can obviously revive all the fossils you've been collecting. Wow, whenever I look at the skeleton, I'm fascinated. Welcome, I'm Hawes, the assistant director. Since you're kind enough to visit, I'll give you a tour of the museum. Wow, you're Rohan, right? You came all the way out here. Well now, which do you like better, the cover or fossil or the plume fossil? Well, I used the plume fossil in my black and white playthrough, so let's get the color fossil. Do you want to choose the color fossil? Color fossil. Now that's a nice choice. You want to restore it? Go to our reception counter. So you get a free unit of fossil Pokemon by doing this, which is cool. Yeah, suddenly interrupting my tours will surprise the patrons. Oh yeah, even introduce yourself here, have you? Well, that's right. I'm Nora, the director of this museum. I'm always in my study, so come visit me at time. Oh dear, well, let's continue our tour. The skeletons of a giant type Pokemon is afraid that had an accident while flying around the world and so became fossil. It looks like a Dragonite. There's a Normaldo fossil there too. And then that Deoxys chain is formed, they come into contact with the power meteor of meteors. Oh no, this is truly interesting artifact. This is a replica of that Lightstone. You heard of Lightstone? This is the form of the legendary Pokemon Reshiram on Press. What? You've seen Reshiram? That's amazing. In that case, my acceleration is superb, isn't it? That's a nice detail. Libraries in the next room. Beyond that is the director's room. By the way, Laura is a former gym leader. There are some interesting things like, unknown script, Asian people mask, these bones that are carried by some Pokemon as a weapon. Another fossil. We'll talk about the fossil in a bit, but I think, yeah, let's go up here first. As there's a Pokemon that came from space along with this meteorite here. Space riders attached to it, that's pretty interesting. The Big Club held by Marowak, just like how Kevin wears its most skull. Marowak could also battle with the bone of someone did to it. Race on around the world, museums are packed with adventure. Here's Elnora has something for us. You, bones can talk. Okay. Why, hello, Bug. What's up? Suffering from Oz block again? Bones, perhaps. Bones? This is a museum, so of course we have bones. What are you looking for? Your next with teeth? Maybe, or maybe not. Many bug-type Pokemon have hard coverings, right? They're so-called exoskeletons, so I don't quite understand bones. Not at all, actually. So do you think you would understand something about bones if you came here? Sure thing, make yourself at home. If you like, I can have my husband explain it to you. Level stars, what do bones mean to you? As little, my dad worked in the mine, and he would always bring home bones he dug up. As a child, I was brought under the spell of bones. What did the bones look like when they were a part of a living being? Why are they shaped the way they are? Things like that captivate me. Ooh, I kind of understand. I'm also fascinated by the functional, efficient designs of bug-type Pokemon, such as the shape of their legs. Hey now, what's everyone all going up for? What brings you here? Found a fossil on Twist Mountain. I came to have Lenora look at it and see if you want to keep it here or something. Clay, what do bones mean to you? Well now, no matter who you are or when you die, bones are all that'll be left of you. When you think about it, it's amazing. And if you die, you can make money. Some bones are worth a lot, you know. I can't tell if you're kidding, but of course you would think that way. Doug is trying hard to think about what bones mean to him. Don't be so flippant. So what kind of fossil have you got there? Let me see. Here you go. What do you think? It's gotta be worth a mint as a specimen or as a collectible. Which is it? Well, it's a good way, but it's an ordinary fossil. It isn't worth much as a specimen, you can't sell for much. But I'm curious about the soul attached to the fossil. What do you mean? It's very subtle, but it's a bit different from the soul I usually see from Twist Mountain. That's so. Guess my Twist Mountain still has unlimited potential. I'll keep on digging my clay tunnel. Here, Burke. That playing of fossils. Have a look and think about what bones mean here. Thank you, Nora. I guess it's okay that I have my own perspective on what bones mean to me, right? Why not? You, me, Clay, we all have a different way of thinking about what bones mean to us. It'd be kind of creepy if we all felt the same exact same way, right? Anyway, I feel sorry for this fossil. It's just resting, minds of business, and everyone is saying this and that about it. I know. I'll find this fossil by using it as a motif for one of my works. See you, Lenora. Seem alright, but it's natural for people to have different opinions. Don't fight over it, enjoy it, because it's not why they might think like that. Not bad. Either director Lenora is too busy with research on fossil and Pokemon bones, so she took a break from being a gym leader. And yeah, that's why I chose the gym leader now. Oh, hello, sorry, I don't have any brush short. This is a Pokemon gym, it's a library now. This library used to be a Pokemon gym. And yeah, that's why you can see Lenora. I'll read to you from my favorite book, The Mythology of the Sinnoh region. Long ago, when Sinnoh had just been formed, Pokemon and humans had separate lives. That's not to say they did not help one another, indeed they did. They supply one another with necessary items and they support one another. One Pokemon said to the others that they should always be ready to help humans. It's proposed that Pokemon be ready to appear before humans whenever needed. Thus, to this day, Pokemon appeared to humans and they ventured tall grass. Yeah, I think Iris was that too. Layla Lilliput's Quest Volume 4. Okay, this is a story about 3 pals, Lilliput, Zoro, and Yamask. After fleeing from a colony of Woobat and working to defeat a Crocrot as being a bully, they find them dislike Lilliput needs. The 3 of them make a pinky promise to play together again. Each returns home, although they want to play more. Lilliput gives them a dislike to its grandmother, and she feels better. Yay! From then on, the 3 Pokemon became the best of friends forever, and everyone lived happy ever after. You know, that sounds like a Mystery Dodger plot. Anyway. Here's Volume 2. This is a story of a cowboy Lilliput and short-tempered Zorua. A violent Zorua blocks the path of Lilliput who's head to a cave to get medicine. Of this, that, and the other thing, the 2 of them become friends and decide to travel together. Bones Fossil and Us. This book collects research on Pokemon bones and fossils. Not only can we learn about ancient Pokemon's place from bones and fossils, we can learn about how people of ancient times interact with Pokemon. The ancient people of Pokemon were a sacred presence. They're revered to a much greater extent that happens today. The Joy of Rides. This book is about the things you can ride in the Unova region, such as Castillo Sea's cruise ship and Mistrota Sea's planes. Before they were planes, locomotives carried people all over Unova. The railway in Nacrene Sea is a legacy of those lines. So yeah, there you go. Those are some of the books around here. You wonder if you could read more of the Lilliput stories, so yeah. But anyway. Now going down here, we can go see Lenora. Bones Lenora is using for research and display, obviously. Some problems you can't solve even if you think about them your whole life. Some problems are different answers to me in person. Still, the reason I can't keep my curiosity down is this. I want to figure out the truth, but I also have a desire for adventure. Alrighty. Not bad. Yeah, Nacrene has a lot going on with it, I must admit. Nora's also kind of interested to see her as well, and her memory link event as well. But anyway, before we do fossil stuff, let's go to the next gate. So yeah. This also means that I'm probably going to put another Pokemon away, but that's okay. Hey, what we got here? Are you checking the electric bulletin boards right now? News about mass breaks of Pokemon is really hot. My friend's friend was saying that Pokemon eggs are sometimes discovered at daycare on Route 3. Well, how many guys do you think there are in your region? And yeah, speaking of which, you have you. I'm a skizzy trainer. This Pokemon egg was found at daycare. Erase it? Okay, please take a sec. Yeah, you get a random Pokemon egg. Hey, putting Pokemon eggs next to healthy Pokemon is a good thing. No, let's walk with the egg. You know, the daycare is on Route 3. They want me to tell you more. If you have the egg warming service at Truant Avenue, then yeah, you can hatch this pretty fast then. Instead, though, we just got to go back to basics and get a Flame Body Pokemon out. Luckily, though, I do have a Flame Body Pokemon. A couple, in fact. So, yeah, Magmar also works with this, but yeah. And yeah, I'm going to use this opportunity to also talk about the fossils because there's a lot of fossil Pokemon to talk about, so yeah. So yeah, Kazuya here, he has Flame Body, so I might as well use him for this, so yeah. Alright. So yeah, let's head out. And yeah, it does mean that, yeah, I won't be able to revive any of my fossils, but it's okay. In fact, yeah, you know what, let's work on that. I'll go with the egg, I guess. Yes, again, like I said, I did want to revive fossil to show, I want to revive also just kind of show, what it's like when it's revived, so yeah. So I'll put it with the egg. Yeah, I can see the egg taking a little while to hatch, but I guess we'll see. That'll also give me a good chance to maybe find another one of End's Pokemon, I guess we'll see. Anyway. Yeah, I might do a bit of multitasking, I guess, but anyway. I usually put up a false here. Yeah, false thingy, should I turn back into Pokemon? So we have a couple options. We got Root, Dome, Old Armor, and Cover. Well, you did get the Cover fossils, so. Oh, the fossil you gave me 10 back into Pokemon. This is tier 2, please take good care of it. But. Apparently, it's a replica of the Light Stone, which is electric Pokemon's Thorn form. On Nacrene Museum. So yeah, we got Tituga. Let's have a look at Tituga. So yeah, I believe every fossil comes out as level 25. It has a Brave nature, interesting enough, and it's stay for its ability, so yeah. Not too bad. And I believe, yeah, every fossil comes like this, so yeah. And yeah, if you want to get more fossils, join Avenue's museums and stuff like that. They have a chance of giving you that. You've also got something for me as well. Archaeology Lover. Because yeah, I revived the fossil, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, we'll put away tier 2 and we'll get our egg back. So yeah. There we go. And like I said, yeah, there's quite a lot of Pokemon to talk about now because yeah, okay, this is a place where you actually revive fossils, so why not? This is where we'll talk about all the fossils. So yeah, start off with the Kanto ones. So yeah. So like I said, yeah, we're gonna multitask a bit. We're gonna hatch this egg, and we're also going to we're gonna hatch the egg, and we're also going to try and find more End's Pokemon. But anyway, we'll start with Omanyte. Who also goes on the start. I'm mainly gonna be focusing on the evolved forms, I think. Just make sure this doesn't take too long. So yeah, Omastar, which yeah, level 40, so keep that in mind. Anyway, here's one. Temple. So yeah, it looks like when it rains up pools, they all come out. Temple's also needed for something in Opalus, let's say, so maybe we'll do that as well. Anyway, let's go get the quick ball. So Omastar, I think the main thing about this Pokemon is it has Swiss Swim. It's actually not a bad Swiss Swimmer because it has a pretty good special attack stat. 115. It also has 125 defense as well. So yeah. Here's Temple. By reviving its cheeks, it emits sound waves. You're susceptible to humans and warns others of danger. There we go. His other stats are kind of okay. Like, its attack is not that good, and unfortunately it doesn't like get any rock type moves. that was special, so that's a bit of a bummer. Only 55 speed, but with Swiss Slam, it can suffice. So yeah. Of course, though, that's not all it could do, obviously. It does have another pie trick in Shell Smash. If the rain is up and it has Swiss Swim, yeah, it's gonna outspeed most things, so yeah. So that's quite scary. Outside of that though, yeah, not too much to say about it. Again, it lacks rock type moves, but it can use Ice Beam, Earth Power as like compensation, and it can also set up hazards pretty good too, so yeah. It's what I quite like, to be honest. And yeah, I used it once, I was very happy with it. Anyway, here's the third one, so we just found them all. Easy peasy, like that. Like I said, yeah, I guess when it rains it pulls these ends open, I guess. So yeah, so the last one is a quick speed up. So let's use the quick pull. Alright, so that means, yeah, we don't need to be here anymore. So like I said, yeah, I like Almost Star quite a bit. I also like Kubudop's its counterpart. Also a Swiss Swimmer, and I believe that's going to be its best strategy too. It's very vocal and wait for a new order from its training, even though it already has one. Yeah, it's kind of dumb, but anyway. And Sisson is very scary in this circle because it has some very good physical attacking prowess, so yeah. So let's go about Nacrene. And we'll move the end circle. I guess we'll talk about the end circle a little bit here too. Alright, here we are. So let's go in here. I believe only 2 Ends Pokemon left now, which is pretty neat as well. But anyway. So yeah, this is actually Modest, which is a pretty good nature for it. Its ability is Hydration though, which I believe becomes Poison Touch. So not the perfect one more, but again, this one's Sassy, which I don't think is that great either, but Super Luck is the better of its 2 abilities, so yeah. Yeah, it's a minus speed nature, unfortunately, but that's okay. Yeah, again, this temple though, yeah. You could Everstone with it. Obviously, I think you would want to use Power Irons on it, especially, you know, the Power Lens to get 30 IVs and special attack. So yeah, I think it's the Anklet, that's for speed as well. So you can make some pretty good size of toads thanks to that one, so yeah. Alrighty, so yeah. So that done, yeah, let's continue talking. So yeah, I'll just run around and we'll hatch this egg then. So Budops. Again, like I said, Swiss Sim is definitely something it's very good at. You can also, you know, use moves like Waterfall and Stone Edge. Even gets Sword Stance 2 to sub as well. No Earthquake is the only like main issue. Yeah, there's and yeah, I think it has Aqua Jet for priority as well. So yeah, Gabelle definitely has a lot going for it as a physical attacking War type Pokemon. Again, one of the very scary system Pokemon. Even gets like Superpower and Low Kick has good coverage moves as well. So yeah. And of course, yeah, 115 attack, 105 defense is not bad, and then it actually has a pretty solid 80 speed as well. It doesn't just need to use the rain, but if it does have the rain, it's quite fast to be honest. So yeah, and we did just talk about, you know, range strategies a little bit ago, so yeah, that's pretty neat. Alright, and next is Aerodactyl, a Pokemon that's actually come back to prominence again in Pokemon Champions, but anyway. It has Rocket or Pressure for its abilities. Rocket is generally better for normal playthrough, although it doesn't really get that many moves with Rocket, unfortunately. So yeah, again, this one's kind of up to you. In VUC, it uses Unnerve because stopping berries is quite good. But anyway, of course, one of the things about Aerodactyl, it's very fast, 130 speed, alongside having a very good 105 attack. So yeah, its other stats are not great, but again, that's kind of what Aerodactyl's about. Extremely fast, and it's able to hit pretty decently hard by going first. And yeah, it does get a lot of good moves to do this with. There's stuff like, you know, Rock Slide, Earthquake. Lack of Flying type moves is the main problem. You only really got Aerial Ace, so that's a bit of a bummer, so yeah. And then yeah, actually has some decent coverages as well. It gets the Fangs, for example. We did talk about Earthquake as well. It gets cursed apparently with Egg, but that's kind of funny. Mewtwo's even give it, you know, Aqua Tail, and because it's so fast, it's also one of the fastest stealth rockers in the game too. Use up Tailwind as well. So yeah, Aerodactyl's got a lot of Aerodactyl definitely has a lot of strategies aboard with it. These are the versatile Pokemon is what I'm trying to get at, I guess. So yeah. Anyway, with that done, let's talk about the Hoenn fossils now. We've got Elite first. Finding these are the Pokemon that's gonna be a bit of a nightmare, but that's okay. Is I'm not really sure where they'd be, but anyway. Anyway, there we go. So yeah, the Leap, obviously at level 40, like its counterpart, it evolves. So Crate Delete, a very strange Pokemon, because it has the Grass Rock type on its side, a very unique type, that's sure. It does seem that, yeah, I have heard a lot of people say that, yeah, it's kind of hard to figure out what this thing's actually weak to at first glance. But yeah, its only ability is Suction Cups. If yeah, its inability is Storm Chain, that'd be amazing, but that's okay. Suction Cups is not amazing, but it did lead to some funny things back in the day, let's just say, because all it does is prevent switching, which you don't really need to worry about with Crate Dealy, I feel like, especially in a regular playthrough, so yeah. Anyway, you get some interesting moves here level up, even though it's energy ball they level up, which is not bad. You also use Asian Power as well, but I believe it can mix attacks, you can use like Rock Slide and Stone Edge. The Giga Train obviously you want to think about with the Mood 2 does. It even gets some Swords Dance for some reason, I believe it even gets Earthquake too, so yeah, not bad tech coverage. And yeah, Act moves give it Recover, so you definitely want to think about that. Stealth Rock as well, but you can obviously mutate to do that with. And yeah, Sigo Witch, again Giga Train, that's definitely worth thinking about. So it's Earth Power, Stealth Rock once again, so yeah. Now so you got the stats. Again, Crado is supposed to be kind of bulky, so it has 86 HP, 97 defense, and 107 special defense. And then yeah, its attacking stats are actually equal at 81, and it has 43 speed, so yeah, a really weird defensive Pokemon, but a very interesting one. And yeah, it's really good on Santis because it gets a free special defense boost. So yeah, you can obviously strategize with that as well. It's not a bad Pokemon. One I wouldn't mind trying in a playthrough one day. So yeah. Yes, again, it's just really unique. That's kind of why I want to use it. Then after that we got a Pokemon I actually used in that playthrough, Amado. I used it in my Emerald playthrough. It has Battle Armor for its ability, so some is its ability, which again, that could be quite fun. Although it's definitely no Kabutops in that regard. So in terms of moves, it obviously loves the fact that, you know, X's is now a good move for it. Rock Blast is in its level up moveset as well, but you're probably going to be using Stone Edge instead. And yeah, even Crush Claws that too. And then you have DMs, you obviously got Earthquake, you use Brick as well if you really want. Obviously Stone Edge. It gets Rock Polish and Soul Stance too, that's not bad. Egg moves give it Rapid Spin and Knockoff, good moves in competitive battling, and even Curse. And for Mewtwo, it actually gets a War type move in Aqua Tail. Superpower's good coverage obviously, even Low Kick is there as well. And then yeah, the stats. Again, it's slow at 45 speed, but it has 125 attack and 100 defense. So that's not too bad. Alongside 75 HP, a social defense and 70 social attack. The thing about this Soka is that it doesn't get Shell Smash on like Crustle. So yeah, it's a bit more bland when compared to Crustle in that regard. But outside that though, it is a very interesting Pokemon in my opinion, just because of its design. Also doesn't get steady unfortunately. I don't think Bark Rock is that amazing defensively as well. That's kind of the problem. It's slow and it has that type of contend with as well. So yeah. I would like to see what the Soka could do with Shell Smash though. That does sound kind of fun, so yeah. It would definitely, although yeah, it would be very similar to Crustle in that regard, so no, that's something I really want to see. Anyway, after that we have the Hoenn fossils. Trenidos, obviously. Definitely one of the string of Pokemon you could use. Evolves with the Rampart, it's level 30. Of course, the thing about this Pokemon is that it has 165 attack, but its other stats are not great. 97 HP, I guess is good, but everything else is, you know, 65 or worse. So yeah. Being about Kratos though is, again, while it's not that great in compare because it only attacks and nothing else, it does have some more depth to its game. outside of that. You also got more break principally. That's not bad. Definitely means that you want to use Earthquake as well as its cartoons. You can obviously use Rock Slide as its a rock type move because yeah, you don't need to boost the attack. It's already got enough. So you can obviously go with a Jolly Nature. You can use Rock Polish. You can get Sword Stance too if you really want to do that. Sheer Force is also not bad as a hidden ability. We don't have access to that, but of course the Life Orb. That's not bad damage boost. I can also make up for not investing in its attack as much, like with no Element Nature or something like that. Of course, you could go Adamant or Brave and then put it in Trick Room. That's all still bad options. Weirdly enough, it gets a lot of special moves as coverage. I don't know why, but I guess that's kind of funny. Of course, you're on Earthquake. Definitely thinking about Rock Polish. And then yeah, for egg moves, it gets Crunch and Hammer Arm and Iron Head. And then for Mooties, and obviously get Iron Head. Superpower's good too. Fire Punch could be decent as well as tight coverage as well, so it's fun to punch. So yeah. And yeah, we talked about the stats already. So again, like I said, Rampart is also a Pokemon thing I've used to play through. I don't think I have, but again, the gameplay's quite simple. Try to get either a chilly one. You don't need more attack, obviously. So yeah, and then you know, pump up that speed and attack, and then yeah, it will do DC well. And like I said, yeah, Rock Polish is obviously a good option too. And it does seem like a fun Pokemon if you know invested into properly. So yeah. Then we got its kind of boring counterpart Shieldon. Boring and not good, yeah, that's an interesting combination, in my opinion. So Bastiodon has Steady principally, which is good for it, I guess. Rock and Steel type, though, is not a great defensive type, as I've talked about a lot already. And its stats, they are something alright. It has 168 defense and 138 special defense, and now the X Hatching. So this led to me talking about a lot of Pokemon, I guess. But yeah, those stats are not great. Only 6 HP isn't great for a defensive Pokemon. And then, yeah, it has like no offensive, so yeah. This is just kind of a strange Pokemon to use in the playthrough. The main way you're using it is Toxic Stalling, I guess. And also it's one of its kind of signature moves, Metal Burst, which allows it to counterattack no matter the type, so yeah. That's something you could go for. Other than that, yeah, it's not a Pokemon I'm really thrilled to think about using this again. It just doesn't really exert any offensive pressure at all, so yeah, it just doesn't seem like a fun Pokemon to use as Assault. And again, it's supposed to be defensive, but then it also has the problem of either having a not great type that has very common weaknesses, so yeah. So again, not a Pokemon I'm particularly thrilled about, let's just say, so yeah. So I think I'm just gonna move on from that. You know, again, yeah, there's a lot of interesting moves, but again, it doesn't really matter when, yeah, all it's really gonna do is think about moves that, you know, keep it sustained. Of course, yeah, I do like the fact that it does get counter as an egg move. Fissure as well could be good to circumvent its poor offense. And then, of course, Stealth Rock, you never go wrong with that, so yeah. Anyway, now though, let's talk about the Universe fossils, which are a lot better. We're gonna start with Archon, which I used in my Black and White playthrough as well. So yeah, I guess I'm no stranger to using fossil Pokemon. So yeah, Archon, it doesn't seem that great on the surface because it has an ability that is negative once again, Defeatist, when it's under half HP. Attack and such strike are hard, but it makes up for that in spades. So you're gonna go get this medal, Egg Beginner, for hatching an egg. Anyway. So again, the ability seems bad, but there's a reason for that. It has some insane stats with 140 attack, 110 speed, and even a very good 112 special attack. So yeah. And its defense is only for except aren't great. But anyway. It does a lot of interesting moves. It has amazing type coverage as well. It even gets U-turn as well. On setting a Rock Slide, Stone Edge, Earthquake. And remember, such a risk is also used too. You can use like a Focus Blast pretty good as well, so yeah. And Fire moves as well, like Heat Wave. I mean, yeah, Heat Wave's not the only one, but yeah, it's cool that it gets that now. Stealth Rock and Tailwind on Terrible Lever. I think it's Head Smash as well, which doesn't seem that good with it, but you can use it alongside Stealth Rock and Tailwind if you really want as well, so yeah. So yeah, this is a strange Pokemon to use, but I wouldn't say strange. Also, yeah, I should mention other two acrobatics. That'd be one of the reasons why this Pokemon is so good. So yeah, because yeah, again, you could give it like the flying jump very some or just use it normally, and again, acrobatics is so strong. So yeah, that's great. And of course, we got counterpart Tituka, which involves the Caracosta. Caracosta obviously is known for Shell Smash, but it does get some interesting abilities alongside that. Sturdy, of course, is very good with Shell Smash, like the one we got. And Shell Smash isn't even too bad to get on it as well, because it's only a bit of level up. So yeah, because it also raises special type, that does mean, you could use stuff like Ice Beam as well. Scald, Waterfall, Surf, those are good options as well. It does get Earthquake as well, and of course it gets Rock Science Damage for your Rock type moves. And then your Mewtwo are pretty kind to it too, giving it Earth Power and Super Power, depending on, what you want. Super Power, probably not that great on a Shell Smash moveset, but it is at least good type coverage. And then, the stats. Again, Value 2 Seeders are great, but after Shell Smash, it's not bad. And then it also has, 180 attack, 133 defense, and 83 special attack. 75 special defense, 73 runs it out. It's a Pokemon I'm also kind of interested in as well. Again, it's a very good Shell Smasher, that's a thing sure. So yeah. So again, that's kind of why, again, I'm a little bit interested in it. So yeah. Again, I don't use it that much, because again, it is, a fossil Pokemon, so those aren't obviously readily available, but yeah. Again, though, like I said, though, it does intrigue me quite a bit, so yeah. But anyway, now let's go on to Happiny now. It's the baby Pokemon for the Chansey line. And yeah, that's kind of cool. You just, get a Chansey like this. Because a lot of this Pokemon is obviously very hard to get. To actually evolve a Happiny into a Chansey, it needs to use the Owl Stone during the day. And then, yeah, you can get Chansey then, and then with Happiness you get Blissey. So again, Blissey is the special Wall Pokemon. Nacrene and Nacrene Grace out its abilities. Probably Nacrene is better. Other than that, I mean, it actually does get some interesting moves to level up. You can be evil and use Minimize. You can use Heal Pulse in Double Bells. You can even cure its own status ailments with Refresh. Light Screen is there too. And then Eevee Wish as well. And then, of course, the normal type Pokemon has a lot of moves. You can even, try us out Carmine and then go for stuff like Ice Beam and Flamethrower outside that. Of course, Toxic is obviously very good on it as well. Thunderwave as well, so yeah, it can, annoy the opponent in many ways. And then Egg moves also gives it a lot of options, including stuff like Counter and Gravity and Hurotherapy. And then Mood Tutors, yeah, as you probably said, there's a lot. Stealth Rock is one of the main ones. Helping Hand and Heal Bell are also great options too. Heal Bell's even better than the Refresh, I'm pretty sure. And then, yeah, it's pre-hero moves. Happiny, the reason to get it, it gets Charm, Copycat, Sweet Kiss, and as an egg move, Large Sword. Large Sword's not great, but the others I could see having some use. Charm is the main one. Learning Physical Attack could save this Pokemon, depending. Anyway, though, Blissey, again, 255 HP and 135 special defense, that's really all you need to know. Again, takes special hits very well, and Chansey can now use the Eviolite as well. It's actually better on the physical side, I believe, as a result. Because yeah, you can invest in that, and then it actually takes special hits quite well. So both are worth talking about. It's just that Chansey, yeah, has even worse special attack, so it's only able to damage the stuff like Seismic Toss. And Seismic Toss is actually quite hard to get on this Pokemon, because it's from previous generations, so yeah. Anyway though, yeah, that's all the Pokemon. Yeah, a lot to talk about, but yeah, it was fun talking about the fossils obviously, so yeah. And we also got Uxie there as well. Alright, so with that done, yeah, we're gonna end the spot. So next time, we are going to, and we also got all the Ents Pokemon as well, which I was expecting, so yeah. So like I said, next time, we're gonna go head out. We're gonna go check out, I believe Route 3 is what it's called. So yeah, because we're done in Nacrene now. We've been here for a while, looks like. So yeah, but anyway. So yeah, look forward to that, and I'll see you guys again for that.